Good evening, friends. I want to welcome you to this evening's presentation. Today, the 11th of April, 2026. This presentation, we want to discuss and share with our guests the Neolife business opportunity. Today, Pretoria has been quite warm, and as we approach winter, it seems as if summer is coming back. But from wherever you are in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Southern Africa, or West Africa, we want to welcome you to this presentation. Today, our guest is somebody who has been in the business for quite a while. If you see her picture, you will wonder how young she is. So without further ado, I want to share the screen with you and begin our presentation. All right, this presentation is designed for our guests, people who have been invited and want to have a look at what Neolife is. What is Neolife as a company? What is Neolife as a business opportunity? What does Neolife do? So we're going to explore the business in the next few minutes. But first of all, just to give you background on Betty and myself. Betty and I have been in this business for 30 years now. In fact, today, the 2 days ago, we received a letter from Neolife, a letter of congratulations for our 30th anniversary in the business. So this is a long-term thing. If you hold on to the business, you do the basic things that you need to do to become successful, eventually success will come to your doorstep. So we joined the business for a very simple reason. We joined the business to make an extra $200 a month because when we came to South Africa, Betty could not find a job. And also, when I'm employed in a consulting firm, I thought that the more education you had, the more money you're going to earn. But I discovered that is not quite true. There are many other things you need to have to earn more income. So when I finished my postgraduate course, there was no increase in my income, and that really frustrated me. So when we came across this business, it took us a very short time to decide to join the business because the numbers made sense to me. But the other thing that really tipped the balance for us is Betty went for the first meeting. It was on a Thursday evening, and she went. The speaker that evening was Mr. Hansi Kronier, our mentor, the person who had been teaching us this business for all those years. And he had very similar circumstances to ours. They had a very chronically ill child that required one of the parents to be full-time. That's what attracted Betty to the business. After I went for the meeting a week later, we said, let's try. Let's see what this business is, because the numbers made sense to me. So we started the business, and after 7 months, we equaled my salary in the business. That's when I really began to pay attention to what this business could do. And as I said, the rest is history. We built a successful business. After 3 years, I resigned my employment because what we're earning from this business was about two and a half to 3 times my salary, and I left my employment. That was in 1999 or 27th of September. So if you're a guest, take time, take notes, get back to the person who invited you if you want more information about what this business is about. Now let's look at the company. What is Neolife? Neolife is a company that was founded in 1958 by Jerry Brasfield. That's more than 68 years ago. And the reason why Jerry Brasfield founded this company is very simple. Jerry had very, very serious health issues. He had very serious asthma. And his mother gave him some natural remedies because he had challenges with keeping up with things. When he recovered, he began to think that maybe many people or a lot of people have illnesses or conditions that are a result of poor nutrition. They don't have all the nutrients that their body needs from their diet. So that is how Neolife Company was started. And for the last 68 years, Neolife has been a pioneer in cellular nutrition. What does that mean? Cellular nutrition is the idea that what we put in our mouth is diet. What our cells actually get or receive is nutrition. So you need to have the cells should be able to absorb nutrients and the right kind of nutrients for the cell to be healthy. So we've been pioneers in cellular nutrition. In fact, Neolife knew at its very founding that we need products that are able to supply our cells with the correct nutrition for us to be healthy. The other thing is we've had very many different milestones of success in our business. It simply means that we have become number one in several fields in science and manufacturing and making sure we've got the best nutritional supplements. One of our processes called ProtoGuard. It simply means that when the products are manufactured, they're manufactured in an oxygen-free environment to make sure that there's optimum nutrient availability in the products. The science behind the products. Neolife has put together a group of scientists to make sure you've got the best supplements around the globe. We've had very exciting stories about our business, stories about the products, stories about the success in the business side. We've had very, very many success stories all around the world. But what has kept our business going for all these years? What has made sure we have the edge on the nutritional supplements? We believe in 5 fundamental principles that are very important in making sure we've got a long-term success in the business. The first one is absolute honesty and integrity. It means we need to tell the truth about our products, about our business, what the products can do, what the business can do. Integrity is simply doing the right thing when nobody is watching. The second element is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. Why? Because people are the ones who use the products. If we don't have people, we don't have a business. It's as simple as that. So we take good care of the people we deal with, our customers, our distributors, the staff who run the company, and members of the public. The third principle is products that work. This is a very key aspect of a success in any kind of business. Why? Because when the products address people's needs, and successfully so, customers come for some more. So Neolife has made sure this happens by creating what is called the Scientific Advisory Board, a group of scientists whose job is to make sure we've got the best products in the marketplace. The fourth principle is equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody starts this business at the same level. Whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're old or young, whatever it is, everybody starts at the same level. Initially, we say that start the business and give it a 2 to 5 year horizon, because that now leads me to the fifth element is you need to have a long-range vision, a long-range view about the business. Why is that important? Because anything of value takes time to build. So you need to have a very long-term view. This is not a get-rich-quick business. You will get rich, yes, if you work hard and follow the guidance of the person who invited you to this presentation. So have a long-term view. Now, let's look at the products that we have in our business. A business is simply an institution, a vehicle that you provide a product or a service to the public in return for the money they pay you. So we've got products that make you feel better. The health supplement. Why is that important? Because your greatest wealth is your health. The health supplement makes about 60% of our total business volume. And that's for a very simple reason, because health is more important than anything else. Second is we have products that make you look better. This is a skin and beauty range, beauty care products. We got hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion, moisturizers, cleansers, products that make your skin look clean and healthy. Then we've got the cleaning range of products that make you live better. You need to live in a clean and healthy environment. So you've got the products to clean your toilet, your bathroom, your kitchen, anything in your home that requires cleaning. These are the group of scientists who make sure we've got the best products in the marketplace, the Scientific Advisory Board. Dr. Arthur Fast is the one that founded the Scientific Advisory Board. He was a toxicologist. He's one of the scientists who developed the treatment of cancer using chemo, but he knew the devastating effect of chemo on the body. So he developed an antidote for chemo, which is called BetaGuard. We've got one of our products called BetaGuard. It helps to remove toxins from the body. So we've got scientists who are specialists in nutrition, in biochemistry, product research and technology, manufacturing, sports science, the whole range of scientific knowledge in our scientific advisory board. Now, we talked about nutrition, cellular nutrition earlier. Cellular nutrition, what is it? It's the idea that your cells are healthy when nutrients go into the cell and when the waste comes out, then you have a healthy cell. On the other hand, you could have an unhealthy cell where nutrients do not go in efficiently into the cell and waste doesn't come out efficiently. You have a tired cell, and when your cells are tired, your whole body is tired. This is an unhealthy cell. So we need to have a solution for this. And what is the solution? The solution is what we call ProVitality. ProVitality is a pack of products that has 4 different products in it. The first one is TreeNN. TreeNN is a green capsule. TreeNN is made from rice, wheat, and soya. It helps our cells to absorb nutrients efficiently. It's made up of 3 essential oils, omega-3, omega-6, and phytosterols, which means plant-based oils that help our cells to absorb nutrients. The second product, the brown capsule, is called carotenoid complex. It's made from the red-colored fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, berries, apples. The red-colored foods gives you what is called the carotenoid group or family of fruits and vegetables. This product strengthens your immune system. Then we have the yellow capsule, is omega-3 salmon oil. It's made from fish oil. It's very good to regulate our oils in the blood system, to reduce inflammation. It's good for brain function. It's good for our knees and our joints. And then we have the multi-mineral complex. The multi is very good because it supplies us with all the minerals our body needs. Let's look at the home care products. Because we need to live in a clean environment, the company makes this range of products to make sure you've got a very clean home, germ-free, and also to make sure that these products are also not toxic and they're actually safe to the family. One of the challenges that people come across is that some of these cleaning detergents from other companies, when they're in the house, it creates a danger to the children when they ingest some of these chemicals. Our products are very safe. They are concentrates. For example, Super 10, you mix 1 to 10 with water before you use it. 1 liter of Super 10 will give you 11 liters of the usable product. Then you have Care Solution. Care Solution is a disinfectant. That when you mix 1 to 50 with water before you use it. And then LDC is a light duty concentrate. LDC is a multi-purpose cleaner. You can use it to clean the dishes, clean the bathroom, the kitchen, the toilet, the tiles. I use it to shower, to shave. I use it to wash the car. Excuse me. So one product can do a wide variety of things in the home. Then you have this star product called Supergrow. Supergrow is made from natural chemicals that helps to break down the surface tension of water. It breaks down oils that cover plants so that plants can absorb water effectively, and other farm implements. Supergrow is very concentrated. You mix it 1 to 1,000 with water before you spray it on the plants. It helps the plants to absorb nutrients. It helps water penetrate soil very effectively. And then you have the skincare range of products. Why skincare? Because the largest organ we have in our body is our skin. So it makes sense to have excellent skincare range of products. We've got products to cleanse and detoxify your skin, to activate and nourish, to balance so that there's not too much moisture and not too dry also, but also to rejuvenate the skin so that the old skin dies out and the new skin comes up and is reducing the aging process. We've talked about the company, the founder, we've talked about the scientific advisory board, we've talked about the products we have in our business. Let's look at the business side. What is this business opportunity about? What does it do? How do you become business persons in this company? You're going to register our partner with the company as an independent distributor, which means you're going to move the products from Neolife to different consumers. But before that happens, one of the things that will help you succeed in the business is when you have a dream, a desire. To have a desire of the things you don't have and you wish to have. For example, to have a dream car, to travel the world, to have a dream home, financial freedom. I don't know what your desire is, but if you want to succeed in this business long term, you need to have a desire of what you currently don't have. That creates for you the driving force for building the business. Now, let's look at how the business works. How does the business work? What do you do to grow your business? The things you do to grow your business are called the 3 daily success habits or the income producing activities. The first one is using the products. The reason you need to use the products is very simple. All of us who are attending this meeting and who are not here, at the end of today or tomorrow morning, you're going to use soap. You're going to use something to clean yourself and clean your home. We've got products, the skincare products. So the first thing you do is use the products, you support your business, but also you want the people you speak to about the products to know that you actually use in what you recommend. The second activity we do every day is called sharing the products and the business. That is introducing the business and the products to different people to use and promote. The third thing we do every day is personal development. That means we take time to become better people, to learn about the product, to learn about the business, to learn about how to become a leader, and build an organization of people who use and promote the products. Let's say in practice how that works. First step, you register with the company as a distributor. Once you register, you will buy the product from the company at a discount of roughly 18 to 20%. In this example, you started the business, maybe your package is a training package or the Pro-Vitality for your own use. The next thing you do is you look for customers. That is, you want people who buy products from you and you make a small profit from them. Because Neolife operates in over 50 countries around the world, we have used a system called the PV or the point value system to standardize the measurement of business. This product, 3NN 60 capsules, is 17 PV or points wherever Neolife does business in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria, Botswana, Cameroon, US. Wherever Neolife is doing business, this product is 17 PV. So what do you do next? You start to introduce customers to the product. The profit you will make if you sell products to 6 customers is about $30. The next thing is you share the opportunity. Simply means you introduce your friend, your relative, and your neighbor to be products users and promoters. In this example, you do your friend does 250 PV, your relative, your neighbor, and you also do 1,000 PV in total. For your whole group, you become a senior manager. Your income is about $300 a month. What is the next thing? Now you begin to duplicate yourself. Duplicating yourself simply means you teach people to do what you do. In this example, you've taught your friend, your relative, your neighbor also to be promoters, and they also introduce other people in your group to be using the products. Eventually, you will reach 4,000 PV. You become a director. your income is between $500 and $750 a month. That's just the beginning, because you need to keep the duplication process. Duplication simply means you've learned to use the products, you've learned to recommend the products to others, and you learn how to introduce other people to do the same. Then duplication happens when you teach them to do what you do. Okay? If you build three directors, three people who also use the product become directors, you become a wild team member and your income reaches about $1,500 to $3,000 a month, right? If you want more, build more people in your team. If you build more than 6 directors in this structure, you become a director. Eventually, you become a president's team member. If you're a president's team member, your income reaches about $6,000 a month. Their volume will become about 100,000 PV per month. This is what you do to reach the level of success that you want. So at this juncture, I want to invite our guest to share with you her experience. Let me just make her the host. All right, Patricia, I've made you the host. Welcome to the team. I want to thank all of you who have been here. Hi, Patricia, you look exactly like the photograph you sent.
Thank you.
Yes.
How are you all?
I'm very well. I know you're excited. You attended a fantastic session today. I'm waiting to hear what happened.
Yes, I did.
You're welcome.
Okay, good evening, thank you, Pascal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's, let me lower this hand. I was lowering the hand so that you can know I'm ready to do the presentation. My name is Patricia Mwangi Wainaina. First of all, Pascal, thank you for the presentation. As always, it is short and sweet. And I think also my testimonial will be short and sweet. My story in this business dates back to quite a number of years. I came across this opportunity straight out of the university. And at that moment in my life, I was really going through a very tough time because I had done well. And I thought because I had done well, I thought I'd automatically get a job. But I realized simply because you're well educated is no guarantee you'll ever find a job. Before I describe more, I like to say that I'm married to Philip Wainaina, a tall, handsome, kind-hearted, and supportive gentleman. And my family of origin is a family I'm very, very proud about. My parents are happily married. This is going to be their 52nd year. They have 8 of us, 1 in heaven and 7 on earth. And I am the firstborn. I've got 5 tall, handsome brothers, 1 in heaven, 4 on earth, and 2 very beautiful sisters. Now, my parents are not rich, neither are they poor. We're just a middle-income family. So you can imagine, friends, I'm out of the university. I'm not getting a job. And I'd reached a point in my life, things were so hard that I'd have to ask my mother for 20 shillings to get into town. And that was really, really bringing me down. And because I didn't want to feel like I was being a burden to my parents, I used to walk to town. For those who are familiar with the local geography of Nairobi, my parents have a home in South Sea. So what I would do, I'd walk from South Sea through Nairobi West, go up to Upper Hill, connect down City Bank, get down to Hill Selassie, and now get to town. That would take me anything from 45 to 60 minutes because I was too embarrassed to be seen walking on Uhuru Highway. So that kind of walking, of course, is not easy. It wears out your shoes. I remember I used to reach a point where I would sit at the far back when I go to church. Because you see, when you kneel, you don't want people to see out the worn out soles of your shoes. So that's how tough life was. And I remember one evening getting a whole stack of regrets, and I think I had reached my last straw. So I went and called a friend. This friend is actually very special. She was my lecturer in the university, but one of these lecturers who ended up being like my big sister. In fact, she even ended up being our best maid. So I called her, I told her how frustrated I was. And she was like, Patricia, in fact, she was sounding so excited. And I was thinking, why is she sounding happy and I'm so miserable? And she was like, Patricia, I found something you can do that can make you some money and keep you very busy. I asked her, what is that? So she said, come to my home, I'll explain it to you. So I remember I called her in the evening. So I couldn't go that evening. I went to her home the following day. She explained what Pascal explained. Friends, I understood nothing. So if we have guests on the call who do not understand what Pascal has shared, it is okay. I did not understand anything. I didn't join this business because I understood it. I joined it because I trusted her and I was sick and tired of sitting in the house doing nothing. So I had certain concerns and I told her, how am I going to be able to do this thing? Because for me, it was a thing, because I didn't understand what it was. And she said, don't worry, Patricia, you will be taught. I thought to myself, I can still learn. Because you see, most of us, when you're applying for jobs, one of the things you say is that you're a fast learner. So I thought to myself, if I can say that for a job, what about for this? So I said, I can learn. And she told me something else that I found very encouraging. To me, Patricia, you will be supported. I thought to myself, wow, I like that. Because you see, most businesses out there, people do not support you. If anything, they don't want you to succeed. Yeah. Pascal mentioned that I attended a very exciting event today. Yes, it was an event for one of our business partners. And when you could see the excitement of the people, oh my goodness, it was really something. You come there, you can come there with guests, they see how excited people are, and they're like, I want to be part of this community. Yeah. So the support that you get is incredible. So after my friend explained the business to me and she told me how much I would need to start the business. Of course, I didn't even have the money to start because I didn't even have a job. But I didn't allow that to stop me. So what I did the very same day, I borrowed the money from a friend. I always say it depends on what is chasing you. For me, it was my situation was so bad, I felt I was being chased by a lion. Yeah. And you see, when a lion is chasing you, let me tell you, you don't stroll, you run. But if it's a cat chasing you, you're like, now pussy, you lift it up. So I borrowed the money the same day and I started. I joined something I knew, understood nothing about. In fact, I keep saying I took a leap of faith. And life is very interesting. I took a leap of faith into this opportunity. And then now a few weeks later, I actually got a job. So I would do my job full time and I'll do my business part time. Part time means during lunch hour, after work, during the weekend. I enjoyed the people interaction my job gave me, but I realized a job is only a stepping stone because you're working so hard to make somebody else's dream come true and not yours. And guess what? After 2 years, the company collapsed. So I was retrenched. So when I lost my job, my father told me, you see, at some point in life, you'd still need to think of running your own business. Concentrate on this business. Because he had seen the future of the employment scene. And that is the reality these days. Contracts, today you have a job, tomorrow you don't have a job, no benefits. And that's how the employment world is. Corporate politics, yeah. You have people who don't like you, they're just trying to bring you down because he was in a corporate job. So it's like, concentrate on this business. I took my father's advice, and let me tell you, friends, I have never regretted it. The benefits in this business are tremendous. Tremendous. What are some of the benefits I have gotten? Having a positive attitude. Let me tell you, this business teaches you to look at life differently. When people are there complaining how bad the economy is, you see opportunities where other people see challenges. And you see, that is the mindset of an entrepreneur because entrepreneurs grow where there are challenges. You also, in this opportunity, the skills that you learn, the leadership skills you learn, the marketing skills that you learn, the finance skills that you learn, actually make you a better person. And guess what? Some of these skills, you can even transfer them to other aspects of your life. There are so many Neolife distributors who, because of the skills they have learned in this business, they transfer those skills to even other businesses that they are running. And they end up being better people courtesy of that. Because I read somewhere that the rich have different streams of income. And in your life, you're even taught to even have those different streams of income. Some of my streams of income have been to invest in real estate. And you see, that was a thing in my life that I thought I would never do. Remember, I used to ask for 20 shillings to go into town. Thanks be to God, courtesy of the income I've made from Neolife, courtesy of the income I've made from other income streams. I have several properties. I have property in Kitengela, I have property in Konza, I have property in Konza, in Rongai, and through God's grace, I'm a property millionaire. Would I ever have thought I'd be able to buy those properties? No. But courtesy of the opportunity, I've been able to do that. The other benefit I've gotten is health. When I was in my 20s, I'm now 51, I used to be on bed rest and physiotherapy because of my back and my knees. I used to suffer from chronic fatigue. You know, you go to bed tired, you wake up tired, you're always tired. That's why I can understand people fearing getting older, because most people equate getting older to lack of energy, to illness. But you see what I love about this business? If you apply what it is that we learn, if you use our products, let me tell you, as time goes by, actually you enjoy the years going by. Yesterday, I went to the Neolife head office because I need to pick some things. And as I was going up the stairs to attend to something else, on ground floor, I could see people waiting for the lifts. Mhm. And one of the people who was waiting on the lift, when I looked at her, I was thinking this girl cannot even be 30. She's probably just 25, look, the most. And now we met on first floor. And I struck a conversation with her. And I told her, you know, I looked at you and I wanted to challenge you to take those stairs. And she's like, oh, me, I always take the stairs. I told her, first floor, and you're taking stairs. And I was challenging her, you know, anything below seventh floor, you actually should take those stairs. And then we started a conversation and it came to the issue of age and all that. And when I told her my age, she was like, I can't believe it. I told her, yeah, that's what I teach people to do. She's like, please teach me. I want to age gracefully. Yeah, because our products are real. Yeah, our products are not fake. Just today afternoon, I'd gone to visit a friend who owns a water purification plant. And she's one of these people who is very passionate about what she does. She wants to use products that don't harm people's health. And of course, we have the products to do that. So I want to demonstrate the products and to see the smile on her face um, about how effective our products are, how little you use, how economical they are. That personal satisfaction that you get from helping people, you can't even put a monetary value to that. The other benefit that I have gotten is the positive community you become part of. If you are looking for positive people, please join this business. Oh goodness, people who they don't even think the sky is the limit. They think it is just the stepping stone. Because as I say out there, people don't even want to encourage you. But yeah, we don't have discouraging committees. You only have people who just keep telling you that you can do it, that you can succeed in this business. And that in itself, do you know it adds years to your life? Just that positivity of people around you, that is one of a very good benefit of being part of our community, that you're impacting people's lives. Let me tell you, friends, you get people into this business. Bit by bit, you mentor them, you teach them how to do their business, and they start sharing how the extra income has impacted their lives. There's one who tells me she really used to struggle to pay for an annual and or to go for a course every year that she needed to go for. Courtesy of the money she was making out of Neolife, she was able to pay for that course effortlessly. Yeah. Other people, yeah, they were not able to feed their families properly. Now, courtesy of the money they make out of Neolife, they're able to provide a better quality meal. They're able even to treat their families. They're able to pay for school trips because for the ones who are parents, you know, school trips are not part of the school fees. You have to pay extra. And now you're able to do that. And your friends are seeing you doing that. As the person who introduced that person to the business, how do you think that makes you feel? That you're impacting people's lives and you cannot put a monetary value to that. Eh? You get to travel the world with this opportunity. Yeah. The farthest I've gone is London. Oh, it was quite an experience. Coordinating and learning about all those trains. I don't know which train goes where, which line goes where. It is quite an adventure. It is quite an adventure. But because you have a positive spirit towards it, you enjoy the adventure. I remember one point because my cousin lives in London, so during the event, I would stay with her, but during the day I go for the Neolife event, and she had taken a day off to teach me about the train connections, and I think I started looking so confident that um, um, a young European student actually asked me which train to take. I don't know, is it to Manchester? I smiled. I told her, you know, I'm also a foreigner. I have absolutely no clue. But I pointed her out to the train staff employees, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this business is good. You travel the world, you meet people who teach you so many good things, and you're like, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. And I always say, on a light note, I am married courtesy of Neolife. Because guess what? I got married to my client. Did I ever think it would lead to that? No. But here we are, going to our 8th year of marriage. So Neolife, I say, is a total value opportunity. Yeah. You will get love. Yeah. You even learn to love God more courtesy of this opportunity. You get to love other people more because when you impact people's lives, that you're actually investing. When you invest in people's lives, you get to love those people because you want those people to be better. Yeah. You also get to love yourself more in a positive way. Yeah. Because you cannot give what you do not have. But of course, this business has not been without its challenges because anything good comes with challenges. I know for me, I really, really had to battle self doubt, wonder, will I ever be able to succeed in this business? You talk to people, they tell you no, they tell you you're wasting your time, that you went to the university to start hawking medicine and hawking soap. But you know, all those challenges are only meant to make you better. You reach a point you have such a thick skin. Oh my goodness, you get such a thick skin in this business that no matter what people tell you, for you, it should be a point to encourage you to do this business. Because all these people who sneer at you and tell you, oh, you're wasting your time, go and get a proper job. Yeah. Oh, the economy is so bad, this business cannot succeed. And yet, I have seen this business grows more in depressed economies. So, all those self doubt that I had, you learn to manage them. You also go through challenges of you have to learn how to discipline yourself, discipline your disappointments. Of course, that is not easy, but that is part of the growth phase that you have to go through in the business. How do I see my future? Oh my goodness. I keep saying what I love about this business is that it teaches you to see opportunities where there are challenges. Yeah. You see, when people complain about the economy, I agree we are going through tough times. But do you know our business grows more in depressed economies? Why? Because people are desperate. They are looking for another source of income. Depressed economies also come with health challenges. we have the solution to health challenges. People are looking for people who can motivate them, who can encourage them. Who does that better than Neolife? Who does better than no one? So the bigger the challenges, the more the opportunities. Even when the African market, the people who are doing the best in this business are people whose economies are going through a tough time, be they their personal economies or the economies of their country. And the fact that you're adding value to people's lives, this is an opportunity that is life transforming. For the people you interact with, for yourself, it gives you such satisfaction that everybody you talk to, whether they see the business or not, you know you have played your part to make their lives get better. So for the guests on the call, you may not understand this business. You don't need to understand it. I did not understand it. Get the money, beg, borrow, but do not steal the money to start. In fact, we challenge people, if you don't have the money to start this business, you're the right candidate. You should have, you will, I borrowed the money to start. For the distributors on the call, let's believe passionately in the mission of Neolife, which is we are there to make the world a healthier and a happier place. Sometimes when I hear people who say, oh, you know, this business, you're just recruiting people, unaleta watu, you're just selling products, I feel so sorry for those kind of people because they do not see the bigger picture of this opportunity. And the bigger picture of this opportunity is that you're making the world a healthier and a happier place. Isn't that a wonderful mission? It is. So let's go out there. Don't be afraid of talking to people. Let's talk to as many people as possible. Let's impact their lives. Because by making their lives better, our lives become better. Thank you, Pascal, for giving me this opportunity to share my story. I hand back to you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. That was a wonderful story. In fact, I know somebody else who is attending this meeting that also met their spouse through the business. So, those of you who are guests, you are in the right place. And Patricia said something very important, that if you're a guest or if you're a distributor and that happens to you, take heart. That is when you start sharing the business and people tell you it won't work. I remember one of my office mates, when I started the business, he came and asked me, Pascal, you're an engineer and you're selling soap. That really almost knocked me off. And when I went to speak to my mentor, he told me, don't worry, that is part of the business. After 7 months, when I equaled my income, and when I told him, I'm very happy to sell soap. In fact, I'm not only selling soap, but I'm selling hope. So this is what the business is. Thank you, Patricia, for your story. I think all of you can relate to this, some of the things that have happened in Patricia's life about this business. One of the things that we do in our business is travel. If you really take the business seriously, if you want to travel wherever destination the company is going, the company will will keep its promise to travel in the areas as long as you reach the level that is required. As long as you work hard in the business, you will travel wherever you need to. Leadership school, when you get to a certain level in the business, the company sends you for leadership training for 4 days. In fact, this coming weekend, this coming weekend is a leadership school for Southern Africa. It's going to be in Pretoria, somewhere called Irene. The ones in East Africa, there's going to be in Mombasa. The company takes you away for 4 days to teach you how to become a better leader. What do you need to get started if you're a guest? You need some money. Get back to the person who invited you. They will give you an application form. And in the application form, you need to write all your details. And then you need some initial investment. If you're in Botswana, you need between 750 and 1,500 pula. South Africa is 950 to 2,930. In Kenya, 9,500 or 12,000 shillings. In Nigeria, 68,000 or 100,000 naira. Tanzania, 172,000 or 226,000 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda, 258,000 or 290,000 Uganda shillings. USA, $75. Togo, 47,000 or 65,000 CFA. Ghana is 900 or 1460 Ghanaian cedis. Cameroon is 61,000 or 76,000 CFA. Namibia is 1,010 or 2,120 Namibian dollars. Mozambique is 60,000, 6,020 or 10,050 meticas. Malawi, 100,500 or 309,260 Malawi kwacha. So this is what you need to get started in the business. But a very important thing about our business, you need to take charge of your life. You need to take charge of your business. First of all, this business gives you very flexible hours. You don't need to quit what you're doing. You just need to plan your time and do the business on a part-time basis. You work from home. This is a home-based business. It simply means you don't need an office to run the business. But you need to get out of the home also to speak to other people. Okay? Save money. When you register with the company, you buy at distributor price. If you're not registered, you buy through a distributor at the full retail price. Residual income, it simply means the money you earn today is a result of effort you put in yesterday. Quality time with your family, this is a family-oriented business. Financial freedom, if you truly put your heart and mind in the business, you will achieve financial freedom. You become your own boss. In fact, we are not employed by Neolife. We're independent distributors, and we determine how fast, how big we want our business to grow. You have international traveling. If you really want to enjoy this business, make sure you build it to a level where you can have international traveling, education for your children, personal development. In fact, one of the things that attracted me to the business that has really kept me happy is personal development. The idea that you can become a better person through the training, the reading of books, and the people you meet in the business is a very, very exciting business. So if you're a guest, that is all we're offering you in the business. Get back to the person who invited you. They will show you what to do. They'll give you an application form. They'll hold your hand. They will teach you how to start and grow this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for attending this presentation with us. And we wish you the very best. Good night and God bless.